We begin with this breaking news update. The mother accused of stabbing her two children last night in Springfield Township faced a judge earlier today. 28-year-old Jamesiha Taylor is facing 2 counts of felonious assault and 2 counts of domestic violence. The judge setting her bond at $700,000, and she is due back in court next week. Our Madeline Watkins speaking with the sheriff today, as well as some neighbors, to get a better idea of what could have led to such a tragic incident. Madeline, what did you find out?
Jeff, the sheriff tells me that there's no significant criminal history that he could find with the mother, that's Jamesiha Taylor. And then neighbors that I spoke to with today, they're calling the mother a mama bear and say that she's extremely protective over her children. So this incident is really coming as a shock to everyone, and it's definitely starting to take a toll on those involved.
This was a pretty vicious assault, and with no rhyme or reason. A mother hurting her own children, which is really hard to comprehend for most people, including myself.
Sheriff Mike Navarre says it's also really emotional for the responding officers. After the scene was cleared last night, deputies returned to the station and talked through their feelings. And it's still something those who know the 2 children are talking about today.
In fact, I was talking to the superintendent of Springfield schools this morning, and they're dealing with the same issue out there with the students, the classmates.
I spoke with Jamesiha Taylor's neighbors, who describe her as a vigilant mother who never let her children out of her sight.
Very protective. She's quiet. They speak when they're spoken to. The kids also played outside with all the other neighborhood kids around here.
Harris says she saw the children leave in an ambulance, but Taylor was nowhere to be found. And that's when she knew that something was wrong.
A lot disturbed, yes, because I have a 1-year-old myself, and like I said, she bees at the door all the time, and she waves at the kids and the mom all the time.
The neighborhood disturbed, as anyone who hears the news may be, including those who were first on the scene. Sheriff Navarre tells me the mental toll that it takes when little ones are involved can stick with officers for a lifetime.
If you talk to most law enforcement officers, they will tell you that that this is the most difficult part of the job, seeing young children hurt.
And during my conversation with the sheriff earlier today, I asked him if there was an update on how these 2 children are doing, and there's nothing new that we know. The latest that we heard was they are still in the hospital, and one of them is in critical condition. Reporting live in downtown Toledo, Madeline Watkins, WTOL 11.
You heard the sheriff allude to the Springfield schools and the superintendent there, Mike Navarre. Tonight, we are learning that the children who were hurt in this incident do indeed go to Springfield schools, Holland Elementary specifically. The school sent out a letter to parents, the district sending out a letter to parents this evening saying district leaders are working to support staff and students during this difficult time. They will have counselors at Holland Elementary to offer additional support as needed. This is a story that we will continue to follow as it continues to develop over the next week. We'll make sure that you get updates both on air and online as soon as new information comes in.